This is an American Red Cross training for the Mission Assignment Tool for Hurricane Harvey. The Mission Assignment Tool is a way for the relief operation to capture incoming requests for mass care service, whether they be shelter-related, food, water, health, mental health, reunification, spiritual care, or some other type of mass care need or request. This is a way for us to capture all information in one place, to understand the status of those requests, to capture detailed information about the requests, and to even move the request from district to district, from headquarters to the district, and to understand when a request is closed or completed. And we will also have contact information for the requester, for the person who is assigned to action the mission request, and for people who are working the request. This is for use by Red Cross National Headquarters, DRO headquarters, district leadership, and mass care teams. This training is updated August 28, 2017. For any access issues, questions, problems, or enhancement requests, these should be directed to luke.beckman@redcross.org. The URL for this, because it is a long SharePoint link, has been shortened into a tiny URL. You can access the site here at http://tinyurl.com/YAUJ3SH4. That's tinyurl.com/Yankee Alpha Uniform Juliet 3 Sierra Hotel 4. Now let's take a look at the tool. I'm going to go to the URL, and I will be logged in with my Red Cross email and email password. If I have a generic DRO email account, this will also give me access. I will click on the left-hand side here for mission assignments. It will bring up the tool, and here you have it. The first thing to know about this tool is that it's built in the Office 365 SharePoint environment. It's in the cloud. This is accessible on your mobile device. You can check the views, the records, and you can even make edits on a mobile device as well as on a computer. I'm using the Google Chrome browser, but this does work in Internet Explorer, Safari, or Firefox. For the end user, for someone who needs to go into this tool, make edits, understand what's happening, and gain situational awareness, this top line title bar is very important. You're in the Hurricane Harvey tool, and you have several different views that have been created. There will be more as time progresses, but here we have the default view of DRO headquarters. We also have a district view, regardless of which district you're working. So I'll stay in the DRO headquarters view. It's important to note that you have different fields that are visible here. You can always scroll to the right and see all of the fields in the tool. And if you need to make any changes or edits, you can check on the check mark and click Edit, or you can simply double click on the record and it will bring you to all of the data that has been input. And if you need to edit, you would click Edit Item here. You can also, very importantly, you can check the check mark and you can click Edit this way, as I showed. But what this does is this takes you into the entire record, where again, you'll see directions and instructions. We'll get to that in a second, and all of the fields. There's about 15 fields in this form. But if you click up here on the title bar of Quick Edit, you actually are able to edit in almost a tabular, similar to Excel type view. So you can go ahead and punch in information right here. Very easy, piece of cake to make happen. You can also export all of the records to Excel if you're more comfortable working in Excel, but it is important, and I will stress this over and over again. This is the single source of truth when it comes to mission assignments. If the information is not in this tool, it does not exist, and we will not work with it, and there will be problems. So everything must be input into this tool in as near real time as possible. Let's talk about the information that we have available. Walk through the fields. So the first thing is, and some of these may change a little bit over time, but we have our fields or columns as we'll see them in that datasheet view. But our fields here, if you see a blue star next to that, that's an asterisk. That is a required field. You cannot save the form unless all of those are filled out. So the first thing is there's a type of request. What type of mission will this be? Food, water, shelter, relief supplies, mental health, spiritual care, or something else. Here's a short title for the name. Open a shelter, close a shelter, deliver food, prepare meals, whatever it might be. This next question, this next field is for detailed information around the mission request. We next need to know if we have all three, that's perfect, but if we only have two, let's take it. The name, the number, and the email of the person who placed the request. It might be somebody from government. It might be a partner. It could even be a client. What was the date and time that the request was made? Not when you're creating the record, but when did this request come in? It may have been 2 hours prior to the time that you got to it. This is going to be extremely important for us to ensure that we're tracking mission assignments and the timing of these correctly and accurately, and to make sure that our teams are supported and resourced appropriately. We then have common names of the request sites. This way, if we need to, we can map it. We can also ensure that we get resources and people to the right places. What's the common name? Is it the Houston Convention Center? Is it a public library? Then we need the actual address. So that's the street name and number, the city, the state. Almost all of these will be in Texas, and then also enter the zip code. This is the urgency of the mission. When does this thing need to be completed? So if it's 6 hours from now, take a look at your watch and put in the date and time that's 6 hours further down the road. Our records are going to be sorted by the urgency of the mission. It is extremely important that this data be accurate. If you don't know, have a conversation with the leadership team and the DRO mass care team or the district leadership. We can figure out an appropriate urgency for the mission. Some requesters may say that it's 6 hours. We may not be able to fulfill that. Ultimately, the leadership team will make the decision for the urgency. Next, we have the receiver name, number, and email. Who is the person in the Red Cross who received this mission assignment request? This way, if some data is inaccurate, or if we have a question, or if we need some follow-up, we can go find the person in the Red Cross who received the mission assignment. Now, this assignee name, number, and email, this will change over time. The assignee today may not be the person who is the action officer for this tomorrow or 3 days from now, but it is important that that information be filled out accurately and that we have a name, number, and email. This way, if there's a question about a mission assignment, we can follow up with the action officer. This mission log is also quite important. As you are doing things related to the mission, if you have a status update, if there's a problem, if there are questions, you enter the information into the mission log. And every time that you save, see save up here, every time you save, your information in the mission log is time-stamped. What that means is you won't be able to overwrite that. That also means that nobody can delete your information. This is going to be an extremely important way for us to understand the life cycle from start to finish of a specific mission. If you're on the DRO headquarters team, then you will care about this approval status. Have we taken action? Are we reviewing it? Have we approved it or passed it to the district? These may change a little bit, but these are the big key status types for a mission. Is it with the district, external relations, or have we not gotten to it? This will allow us to prioritize and follow up with records that are taking a long time. Then we also have, once the DRO has either approved, rejected, or referred, taken definitive action, we need a timestamp in here. If our team got it at noon, we worked on it, we thought about it, talked about it, discussed how we were going to deal with this, and said, hey, we're going to pass this to the district at 4 p.m., then 4 p.m. needs to be entered in here. Once it is assigned to a district, the districts will be able to, in their view, see a record. The DRO headquarters will assign the specific district. These, again, will change over time. We know how dynamic the district names are, but a district will be assigned, so you can filter by district. And once a district has a record, the district will go in and mark the status. Are we reviewing it? Are we accepting it? Are we rejecting it? Are we progressing? Is it complete? Once the district has approved or rejected the actual the mission, the district will update the time here. So DRO headquarters receives it at noon. DRO says we're passing to district at 4 p.m. District receives and says we've got this, we're going to accept, and we're going to move on it at 6 p.m. Then 6 p.m. needs to be in this date and time field. When the district is complete with the mission, the date and time of completion should be entered here. This will give us very powerful analytics and powerful situational awareness to understand how we're moving on these requests and where we need to support. Do we need fewer or additional resources in a specific district or supporting the DRO headquarters team, or do we need that for the sheltering requests, or do we need that for the feeding requests? This will help us improve the system over time. Once you're done with your section and your fields, then you will save the record. I'll cancel it here. I have nothing to put in. And again, you have each of these columns are fields that exist in the form. These are highly customizable. If these are in the wrong order, you want to see something different, again, send that request, that change request or enhancement idea to luke.beckman@redcross.org, and we'll go ahead and get that changed. Let's talk about the different views for a second, and this will be the last component of this training. Again, the district view here is different than the DRO headquarters view. So take a look for a second at the district view, ID, the assigned district, urgency of mission, what's the district action status, what type of request is it, what's the mission title. If you need to go in and filter, you can sort by ascending or descending, just like in Excel. You can also filter, and you can also group. So if you need to filter, we don't have any records here with assigned district, but if I only wanted to see the things for District 1, then I could apply that filter, and it's just it's a filter for my view, not for all of the views. So the most important thing when you're a user of the system is knowing which view you're looking at. Right now the system defaults to DRO headquarters. You can do a quick edit of a mission assignment, just like this. If you need to create a new mission assignment, you'll click the plus sign here. If you need to export the data to Excel to work on it offline, you can do so. This concludes our training on Hurricane Harvey mission assignments. We hope this has been helpful. We do re-emphasize again, this is the single source for truth. Make sure that any information and updates that you have get in here ASAP. This will allow shared situational awareness across the entire area of operation and will allow us to much more effectively and quickly provide high quality service to our clients. Thank you.